My name is Paul Cammack. I'm the director of the Advanced Institute, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all this morning. Some of you have been welcomed 3 or 4 times already. We can't welcome you enough. We're very, very pleased to see such a galaxy of stars from around the world and from our local cultural and intellectual environment. So, welcome to the conference. We are very pleased at the Advanced Institute to have been given the invitation to convene NODEM 2012. So on behalf of the Institute and of City University Hong Kong, I'd like to welcome you to the conference, Future Culture, Intangible Heritage, Design, Cross-Media. We are honoured to have guests from so many countries. I would actually like to single out one. I don't know if Yusuf Daibat Salaman Campos is here. He may not be here yet. He is our furthest flung attendee. He's giving a poster presentation on Wednesday. He is from the Universidade Federal Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais in Brazil. I did my doctoral research in Minas Gerais in 1977. So I'm looking forward to giving him in particular a very warm welcome. He's actually coming around the world to be with us, and many of you have come a long way as well. We are really delighted. It's also a great pleasure to welcome NODEM co-chairs Helena Gottlieb, Dagny Studal, Ung Bi Chin from DIHA, Museum and the Web co-chairs Nancy Proctor and Rich Cherry. We are very impressed by the fact that we are all gathered here together. And we have them to thank, the last named, for the possibility to host on Wednesday 2 special sessions. The inaugural Digital Intangible Heritage of Asia and the inaugural Museums and the Web Asia. This is a good precedent for this. It's on the basis of One China, Two Systems, which is the official name for the governance of Hong Kong, SAR, Special Administrative Region, under the governance of Beijing. This is one NODEM, 2 inaugurals. It's going to be exciting. I think we are at the beginning of something perhaps quite extraordinary, which is why I've chosen this emblem that you see behind me. I don't know if I can move my text up a bit. Don't know if you recognize this image. This is photo 51, taken in King's College London by Rosalind Franklin, biophysicist and X-ray crystallographer, in May 1952. This is the photograph that was Linus Pauling, the renowned molecular biologist and peace campaigner, was refused sight of this photograph by his rivals in London. And it was Crick and Watson seeing this photograph, which is of the double helix, first glimpsed through X-ray crystallography, that gave them the intuition, the insight that led to the discovery of the structure of DNA. Why do I show you this? I think we are also at the beginning of a significant period of advance and discovery. And I think we have a double helix. I think we've done something that Linus Pauling thought he had done. Linus Pauling thought that the DNA structure was a triple helix. It turned out to be wrong. It was a double helix. We do have a triple helix. I think I've discovered one here. First strand is DIHA, Digital Intangible Heritage of Asia. Second strand is Museums and the Web. The third strand is our own IGLAM, Centre for Innovation in Galleries, Libraries, Archives and Museums, which is the latest and the lustiest child of the Advanced Institute. What does IGLAM contribute to this age of discovery? It's founded on the belief that the world is being transformed and informed. I have to read this out because I'm a humble professor of global political economy. These things are a little beyond me. It's informed by the belief that the world is being transformed and informed by hyper-complex interdependencies, entanglements of socio-cultural, political and biophysical systems emerging in response to global change, new technologies coupled to cultural and natural heritage, resulting in new ontologies, heritage practices, and an unprecedented emergence of theoretical challenges. IGLAM responds to this expansion of traditional definitions and challenges within galleries, libraries, archives and museums, and the intensification of demand for the interpretation of tangible and intangible heritage worldwide. I would add to that, from my own perspective, as a professor of global political economy, not only a theoretical challenge, but a real challenge in terms of the turning point at which we stand in relation to the rich and diverse cultural heritage of Asia in particular. I happen to be the head also of the Department of Asian and International Studies, City University. We host the Southeast Asian Research Centre. One of our initiatives shared with the Advanced Institute concerns the preservation of Asia's cultural heritage. Just a single fact from my own academic background, work. Within our lifetimes, hopefully, optimistically within mine, but within the lifetimes of many people here, and certainly our students and young people, we try to interest in these new technologies and ideas. The three leading economies in the world taking shape will be not only China and India, but also Indonesia. There is a huge challenge, a huge opportunity, and a huge threat, as you'll all be aware, to the cultural heritage of Asia, specifically in terms of the millions and millions and millions of citizens of the region who will join the affluent middle classes over the next 10, 15, 20 years, and will want to see for themselves the rich cultural heritage that so far has been accessible only perhaps to a few, and very often only to tourists from the West. We are focused on addressing that challenge creatively and innovatively through the invention of new ways of making those sites accessible without destroying their fragile infrastructure and ecostructure. And that's the note on which I would like to conclude the formal part of this welcome. But I do want to finish also by making some brief acknowledgement to people who've been instrumental in allowing this to happen from the team in the Advanced Institute. Particularly want to acknowledge the work of Sarah Kenderdine in leading the project. Waltraud, I don't know if your team are all here, Waltraud, but on behalf of yourself, our intern extraordinaire, Sarah Aubrey, the other helpers, Joey Wong, my administrator in the Advanced Institute, have done a fantastic job over the last few days. So, Waltraud, if you'd like to stand, and on behalf of everyone, please take our grateful thanks. Most of all, in conclusion, most of all, I would like to acknowledge and confess, if you like, I'm a kind of ceremonial director of Advanced Institute. The driving force at the Institute behind this conference and this project is Chris Mattison. Chris, are you here somewhere? Please, I would like to... I would particularly like to thank Chris for the work that he's put in over weeks and months to make this successful. That's the note on which I would like to end. I welcome you very much. I hope to spend some time here myself, and I step aside so that the real proceedings can begin. Thank you all very much and welcome.
Good morning. Just some housekeeping notes really from me. I'm Sarah Kenderdine, coordinator of the Keynotes and Exhibitions part of this program. We're pleased also to have 28 students working together with us on creating this event, and you will see them in blue t-shirts, and they can help you at any time if you're lost in the building or you're looking for something. On the third floor here, we've got the Pure Land Augmented Reality work from Dongwan. If you didn't see it last night, it's adjacent in the room here. And I suggest that this work and the other Dongwan work will be a good precursor to Wang Zedong's speech and the speech by Susan Whitfield. We have eCloud in the room adjacent as well. This is the visualization of World War I crowdsourced data. And we're pleased to welcome Harry Verweyen, Business Manager of Europeana, here too. We also have on the third floor the Tunnels Project by Maurice Benayoun, which is a serendipitous exploration of over 200,000 images in a gesture-based interface. We have 2 print exhibitions. This is by our key sponsor, Di Jiang Tang, and some images of Tibetan temples by Thomas Laird. So check those out on the 3rd floor. On the 8th floor, we have the 360-degree 3D enclosure for the Pure Land Dongwan project. So please, these are open all the time, and you can access them at any time. And we can run tours anytime. Tonight, after the sessions finish, we're taking a bus to the Hong Kong Science Park, to the Applied Laboratory of Interactive Visualization and Embodiment, where we will look at a number of other new media works in cultural heritage. And we'll have a small book launch of a new book about one particular artwork that we've created, which is a sort of multidisciplinary text interwoven with lots of very gorgeous pictures. So we will also have a demonstration by Professor Ide from Japan and the Hong Kong Maritime Museum 18-meter scroll, which was recently scanned in Hong Kong at 1,200 DPI. The overarching theme of today's presentations is to introduce new museological forms, new opportunities for network culture, and new archival techniques and interpretation paradigms in relation to Asia's heritage. It's a showcase for best practice from regional and international perspectives. We believe that Hong Kong, as Asia's world city, is poised to become a regional hub for this dialogue in cutting-edge exhibition design, innovative technology, and knowledge transfer.
Hey, good morning. Now it's my turn to cordially welcome all of you, our guests from 29 countries. I would like to express my gratitude on behalf of the Interactive Institute and NODEM to City University of Hong Kong, especially Sarah Canderdine and Christopher Mattison and their teams, and to all who were involved to arrange NODEM in Hong Kong. NODEM was founded as a conference forum in 2002 in partnership with the Interactive Institute and Nordic Council of Ministers as the first network and portal connecting cultural heritage and design. NODEM connects today a community of over 1,000 active members that represent a great variety of fields of activity and areas of research, including interaction design, exhibition design, museum studies, media, and communication studies, and digital curation. NODEM Conference Series promotes the encounter between scientists, creative industry, and cultural professionals in order to stimulate new insights to meaningful use of digital media and innovative, user-friendly interface aimed to support cultural experience. Each conference is centered on a core topic, allowing the participants to systematically bring contributions aimed to consolidating the interdisciplinary ground of employing digital technology. The 2012 edition of NODEM Symposium will explore the rich field of intangible heritage, in particular in relation to cross-media and design issues. City University of Hong Kong, with collaboration with Nanyang Technological University and DIHAM Research Cluster, has been chosen to host this international encounter, considering the prominence issues of intangible heritage and also the richness of topics and perspective that Asia scholars can offer. NODEM was founded 10 years ago with the explicitly purpose of creating multidisciplinary collaboration in the field of cultural heritage. And it can be seen in the diagram that NODEM has activities and initiatives, the development of cross-disciplinary methodologies by initiating specialized laboratories, research cluster, academic and vocational training, through publications such as know-how books, and demonstrations and other outreach activities. I would like to invite co-chair of NODEM, Dagnes Tuendal, to continue this presentation. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to talk about the NODEM actions because they are actually connecting very well to the future culture theme of this event by exploring designerly ways of doing cultural heritage research. The actions are related to discussions in and of applied research in digital humanities. And they're also inspired by ongoing discussions in interaction design and human-computer interaction field. Also, these endeavors of digital humanities represents our approach to the broader discussions of Mode 2 research in Europe that frames emerging research design models that are based on triangulating research, innovation, and education. Mode 2 research is context-driven, problem-focused, and interdisciplinary. And all this resonates very well with the call for new research approaches in cultural heritage institutions today. In European contexts, we also have a general discussion of the impact of scientific research. And this has led to a willingness among museums and universities to develop new forms of research collaborations that goes beyond traditional museum research, and to see museums as more than merely sites to promote academic means into collections or exhibition analysis. NODEM Actions explores ways that a shared research agenda can be co-productive. This requires, for example, that research questions align with the needs and goals of the museums, and that museum practitioners build their digital competencies by participating in research collaborations. Thus, as you can see on this diagram, NODEM Action Plan explores a divergence of research approaches and their fit for collaborative research projects. Combinations of different design methods, such as living lab, participatory design methods, mobile methods, genre-specific design approaches, and concept design based on, for example, cultural analysis or linguistics. Much of the challenge is to attune methodologies in relation to specific project settings and to establish a shared theoretical approach across academia and museums that also may fit with the implementation of new technologies into new practices and new ways of thinking museum. So now you can click. Yeah. So NODEM Actions is funded by the Nordic Council of Ministers and connects practice-based and university-led collaborative design among museums, educational institutions, and creative industry. An important part of this is to use the web portal as an active place for ongoing research communication. As part of the tension between museums and academic research is caused by fragmentation. People do not know what projects do exist and what the projects are about. So language and terminology is often a major obstacle to build dialogue between high-tech research and museum practitioners. An important but very simple function of NODEM's actions is to provide knowledge exchange by an online register on digital projects that are ongoing in a variety of fields. This is an open register function. Everybody can use it. And they simply plot in core information. And it's then available as a register of digital humanities and digital cultural heritage in the Nordic countries. It was opened the day before yesterday, and now we will see how the community takes it in use. We will see. So, next one is Bin. Should you introduce? Bin?
I'll introduce myself. Yes, okay, thank you. Can you see me? Maybe I should stand here. Okay, I think Halina forgot to introduce herself. This is Halina Gottlieb. She's the founding chair of NODEM. Okay, my name is Ng Bi Chin, and I'm from the Division of Linguistics and Multilingual Studies in Nanyang Technological University. I'm a linguist, so I stick out like a sore thumb here. I believe there's one other linguist here. Anthony, where are you? Anthony is not here, he's deserted me. But okay, the main purpose of DHA, this is the research cluster that Halina and I founded 3 years ago, is to focus on intangible heritage and the bridge and language as a bridge between tangible and intangible heritage. And this is where I come in. It seems like common sense for a lot of us that language is critical to any talk about intangible heritage, but it's only in 2003 before UNESCO recognized language as an important carrier of culture and oral tradition. And I think most of you know this, as it's kind of one of those statistics that's been floating around, that by the year 2050, currently we have about 6,000 to 7,000 languages, depending how you define language, what a language is. By year 2050, half of this will be gone. All right. By year 2050, no Aboriginal languages will be left in Australia. So we are on the cusp of something quite monumental. We are witnessing language death every day as we speak. Every 10 minutes that we speak, a language dies. What impacts does that have on culture? I'm a linguist, I'm biased. And of course, I believe that without language, it's impossible to maintain culture, because so much of cultural practices actually anchors itself in language. And this is where the collaboration between Halina and myself comes in, because while we were talking over a cup of coffee in Nanyang Technological University, we sort of, linguists are pretty bad. We do a lot of research, and we have archives. There are at the moment about 10 different archives where linguists all over the world are struggling to put together, document languages with 10 speakers left, with 1 speaker left. But we are not very good at making this knowledge available to the public. So the knowledge exists in archives that we use to get our promotion and, to get our papers published. But how much of that actually goes out into the public? And Halina, coming from Europe, where the concentration is, the focus is very much on knowledge transfer. And we talked about how to visualize many aspects of this so-called intangible heritage. And so in DHA, which we will talk about on Wednesday, we will talk about 2 aspects, which is the archiving and the visualization. And one of the projects we want to talk about is identity, because we have a firm belief that without identity, if you don't identify yourself with a language, the language will never be maintained. If a language is lost, then the culture goes with it. Obviously, there are lots of challenges. All of you have heard about the Sumerian tablets. It survived 3,000 years. Whether our archiving system can survive 50 years, we don't know. All right, so there's a big task ahead of us, and I promised Halina that I'll stick to 5 minutes, and so I will. I just want to welcome those people who are here, especially for the special session on visualization and archival of intangible heritage, and I hope that we have time later on to meet before our special session on Wednesday, so that we can do some planning. Anyway, thank you and welcome to all of you.
Thank you.